Welcome to the Heart of the Matter podcast. I'm Junan.
I'm Susan Billings.
And we're here to help support the community by letting people get to know professionals and business owners throughout the community.
Yeah, so we meet together to kind of talk about what we're doing in the community. Today's a little different though. Well, first of all, we're here at Aqua Mare.
Yeah, thank you to Aqua Mare and Laura for letting us use this location.
Beautiful family Italian restaurant right here off of Carmel Valley Road, so you have a water view while you're eating. Artichoke hearts are my favorite.
Absolutely. Authentic food, great atmosphere, great
happy
views.
Hour. Today's a little different though. We're not interviewing a business per se, we're interviewing each other.
Yeah.
So June wants to get out of it. He thinks that he's just going to be interviewing me, but we're going to pose some questions for June and really let you know how we started and what our intent is in moving forward.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. As far as, I think it all started with the group.
It all started with the group. The group has been this conduit of inspiration for people's businesses. It's been amazing to see how it's grown. But June, tell us how you started it and where the idea came from. And
yeah, it really started with Nick McCoy and myself. We had coffee one day, and we had been doing a lot of different networking groups and provisors and chamber events and going to these different things and really just trying to get to know the community. And we talked about it, had coffee, and we saw kind of a disconnect between people. Everything was done via Zoom. Everything was very impersonal. People, you really don't know who the business owner of businesses are.
Yeah.
So we really just wanted to, we had no idea what we were going to do, but we're like, just invite two interesting people.
Yeah. Well, and along the coast, it's hard too because there's so many cute, eclectic places, but some of them are smaller. And then once you get to know the business owner, it's almost like the place grows,
Exactly.
and now you spot it and you see it and other people know it. And we've had people come into the group that we didn't even know that place really was there.
Yeah.
And now we've highlighted it and gotten to know their background and their family and their inspiration behind their business, and it's been so fun.
It's amazing. It's inspiring because when people show up, what it's become a place of support.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs, business owners, it's difficult to navigate running a business in California or being a professional here. So again, they don't feel supported. They feel like they have to figure things out themselves. And what the group has done, and it literally has doubled every Friday that we meet, 9 a.m. It just keeps doubling. We've had to, find a new location. We're at Market Space now.
Yeah.
And you just see all these people, come. They're smiling. It's been a long week, and they get inspired by each other.
Yeah, Friday comes, a lot of people have said they don't want to miss a Friday. Mm-hmm. We call it the heart of the matter because with business, sometimes it can just be transactional. Yet it always starts with the heart. Most of the time, everybody who starts a business, there's a reason behind it. There's a passion behind it. And then it gets lost because you're doing the accounting and all of a sudden, it starts to turn a little more business money-based and you lose that steam and that passion. So the heart of the matter is to keep that heart always there, that we remind them why they started, what they're doing it for, that they're doing it for community. Wouldn't you say the majority of people are like, it's for the community.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this word out, or I'm trying to do this service for people. And that's really where their passion
Absolutely.
is.
And we've been to businesses where you can just tell their heart's not in it.
Yeah.
They're just doing it just for the, just for the revenue. But when you go to a business or you talk to a professional that loves what they do and loves to connect, you want to help them. You want to support them.
The connecting's been so fun too.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time people will come in and they're in this in-between a little bit with where they're going with business, and they just meet the right person, and it's just
it keeps
ignites.
happening every week.
It's like we're lighting a fire under people. Happens every week. And every week there's like a theme.
Yeah.
Without even thinking of what the theme is. It's like one week we'll be talking about veterans, and there'll be so many businesses there that are in support of veterans, or health and wellness, or real estate, or just each week it seems to naturally funnel into a topic.
Yeah, and someone always seems to know
topic.
Somebody that can help them.
Yeah.
If they can't, they know somebody, and it just really, they inspire each other to really be vulnerable, and that's what's great. I remember the first handful of meetups at Lazy Acres, and somebody cried every week.
Every week.
Yeah, just because they
Every
felt
week
safe.
someone was crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason we have a safe container there. I feel like everybody feels like they can express. And again, it goes back to the heart of really what they're dealing with at home and why it's affecting their business. And yeah, it's just a place where they can be vulnerable and accepted, and we give encouragement and resources on how to empower them with their business. It's been amazing.
What's interesting to me is that I think I last counted 60% of our members, which right now we have over 100 members, but typically it's 35 people that show up on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But 60% of them are women.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
that's rare in groups, networking groups, advisory groups, things like that. And I think it shows that, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I have never been surrounded by more, I'll use the word, a divine masculine presence either, though. The men that I feel that sit around that table hold space for these women in business like I've never seen. The advice, the encouragement, everything. I feel like it's very balanced with a unique perspective on business. Again, people don't want to miss a Friday. If anything, I think our numbers would probably be 100%, but it's hard on a business day. A lot of people are like, I can't make it on a Friday. Can we do something else? So we've started doing happy hours and other group, events.
Yeah, whatever we can do to promote their business and really connect the community. Again, it's really that connection, and we really want people to get to know the business owners, the professionals, and really, have a reason to support, become friends.
Yeah.
I mean, we really are.
Yeah.
I mean, they say it takes a
family.
village.
I can say I feel like everybody's turned into my family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I absolutely love the people in this group. Different than other networking groups that I've been to, in the past. You go to a networking group, you exchange a business card. This is what I do. This is what I do. Our groups, this is how I feel. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm going through. Oh, let me get your number. Let me give you that contact. Let me help you out. It's different because we're not trying to just market ourselves. We're really here to aid everybody.
Right. No, absolutely.
As a whole.
Well, I mean, you're one of the early kind of members. What drew you to it?
Yeah, it was interesting. I sold a beautiful home in Carlsbad. I'm a realtor, and I sold a home to lovely clients that have since become family. And Allie was the one. She said, Susan, we don't have a realtor in our networking group, but you had just begun, and I think your intent was kind of all we knew was networking.
Right.
So it was like, whoa, we need a realtor, and we need a lender, and we need,
an attorney, whatever. Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started. And so I came on board, and then the very first day I'm there, I don't know if it was you or Nick who said, but what do you actually do?
Yeah.
And I was like, or what do you want to do? And I'm like,
Right.
I want to be a stunt double.
Yeah.
I want to be,
Yeah.
we went into so many different diverse conversations, and you got to know everybody individually in really what is their personality, who are they. So yeah, I came in with real estate, and still I've grown my team, my real estate team, with other members in the group. I told people, I was expanding along the coastal community, and 3 people now are getting their license and wanting to join my team. So it's just so great to be able to meet people in a really truly authentic space.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've been great with the group. You're interactive, and that's the thing too. Is that I think that's how you work, especially in real estate. Is that you put your heart into it. You really, it's not a transaction. You really care about the people. You're, it's a big purchase. You're buying a home. So I think that's the difference. I think with the group, every member, and it's such a diverse group. I mean, I brought it up a couple weeks ago. The people that are within the group, their circle is completely different from each other outside of the group, and now they've been able to kind of just integrate together and feel supported and get different angles. I mean, we've got a good, holistic side. We got the business side. We've got the corporation side, and it's everybody gets ideas from each other. And I think with you as well, when you came in here, you had a unique perspective, and you brought that heart to the group, and it just kept evolving.
I look at everything as ultimately we're family. Everybody, our community is our family. I have 6 kids myself. The people that have helped me in raising my family, it's been community that's helped me raise those kids, and have played such a role and an influence into my children's lives. And so why not grow that? Why wouldn't you want to reach out and go beyond? And same thing when I'm selling homes, I'm seeing they're building a life in this space, and there's so much heart that goes into it. Sometimes I play counselor. Sometimes I'm going, they just went through a death and are having to downsize, or they're getting married and they're growing their family. Whatever the situation is, if you don't get into the heart of what the person needs, it's not a business. No. You have to know the needs of the people and what they're struggling with, and what their whatever it is, what their joys are and their excitements are. And as soon as you get to the heart of the matter, the real boil it down, what is the desire of your heart? Business shifts, and then it becomes true. And
it's a long-term, it's a lifelong relationship. I mean, really is. You're just not just one transaction and you figure out what they want. It's like you said, they'll come to you, and eventually somebody always knows somebody that will want to buy a house. Yeah. And they felt what you did for them, and they'll refer you. But that's the same thing with the group. Is I feel like everybody is leading with their heart. They're open. They're vulnerable. They're out to help each other, and so you really do want to help them. You want to support them. I mean, really, it's inspiring. I love people coming in at Friday mornings for the group, and you see this big smile. We all hug.
Everybody hugs.
Yeah.
We don't shake hands.
We don't shake hands.
And they're like real hugs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ian, especially.
Ian
has
almost
the best
taps
hugs.
you out with his hug. Speaking of tapping out, so tell us what you do. Which part should we focus on what you do? This is the man with many hats. This guy can do anything. And he's so humble. I don't think most of the people in the group really know who you are, what you really do. We know what your heart is.
Yeah, I mean, right now, honestly, the group is the focus. But as far as what I do, I have major ADHD. I'm sure everybody knows this, and we always talk about it.
Yeah.
But I've always had this kind of energy. I wake up at 2:30 in the morning every day, and that's when I start my day. But I don't wake up tired. I wake up energized, and I've always had this feeling of, I always wake up first and meditate for 30 minutes, but it's always this need to help people and really to kind of support people. So it's, I always stay busy, whether it's mortgages, jiu-jitsu, business consulting, or the wellness center. I just want, as long as I do stuff to help people, it energizes me. I'm not tired. Now, 8 o'clock at night.
8 at night. No podcast at 8 at night.
No podcast.
We've learned that lesson.
Yeah.
But no, it's interesting how many people have joined jiu-jitsu now too from the group, because it's kind of a place where, I don't know, what would you say? It's bonding, it's therapeutic, it gets energy out.
Yeah.
What makes you love jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu, it's very unique because, I've boxed all my life. I've done Muay Thai. But the thing is, you can't train every day. You get hit enough times. You got to take, and you always say, I'm going to go easy. But once someone hits you a little too hard, you come back. And it's this thing, it brutalizes your body. And I love it. I still love it. But as soon as I got into jiu-jitsu, it's a different animal. It applies to life. It applies to business, because it gets you comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So it's, and to do it at 6:30 in the morning, General Arts in Encinitas, the guys are great. Again, I teach classes as well. And so, we sit there and, you're grappling, you're trying to choke each other. When you're done, people leave just smiling. Same thing, we hug it out. And I've compared the group with jiu-jitsu is that same kind of energy that you see at the end of the group sessions at, we typically end about 10:10 in the morning on Friday, and then people stick around for a couple hours if they want. It's that energy. People are hugging, people are talking, laughing. It's the same thing with jiu-jitsu.
Really?
As soon as you're done, that endorphin rush in the morning, it just makes everything else easy. I mean, you have to trust the people. So a lot of my business that I've gotten has been from people within jiu-jitsu, because there's this level of respect, because you tried something that's probably the most difficult thing you've ever tried. And, they know that they're safe with you. You know that you're safe with them. So there's this bond, and it's the same thing that I feel with the group. That's why I'm so passionate about jiu-jitsu and the group.
Yeah, yeah. So they're not really just afraid you're going to choke them out.
Yeah.
You think it's because we have this bond. They're like, nah, I know what he can fight like, and I'm just gonna obey.
That's why it's called gentle arts. We're very gentle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think we need a field trip
Yeah.
to that. I think the
Absolutely,
group
that'd be
needs to
great.
just get on their geese and get on the mat. That's what we need to do.
I think everybody should try it at least one time. You're gonna try
Yeah,
it.
well, I have.
You
I
have
used
tried
to
it,
do
that's
it.
right.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get that started in my life for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you blew through a lot of the things that you do. One thing I want to really point out in June that makes him amazing. You feel like you're the favorite. You know, I think I always was like, gosh, he sent that text at exactly the time I needed that encouragement, or a funny reel on Instagram or something. And then I found out that you do that to everybody else too, because people are like, oh, June sent me the, and I'm like, wait, what? I thought I was his favorite. So you are the father of this group. You really command such a loving presence, and everybody they trust you. And you've expanded. We're doing consulting now for different businesses, helping them grow their business and navigate maybe problems within their business. It's been fun to work with you, and just I've learned so much already.
Thank you.
It's incredible.
I love people. I mean, I always make it a goal to, and I've kept pretty consistent with it, is to meet a new person and have a conversation or have coffee with them once a day.
Yeah.
Monday through
That's
Friday.
amazing.
And because to me, I love people. Everyone's so unique. Everyone has a different past, and just the evolution of somebody. And really, again, I bring it back to jiu-jitsu. When I teach and someone comes in, they're fresh, they're a white belt, they're nervous, they don't know what to do, they're scared, and they probably use too much muscle. But to see the evolution, to tell them to calm down, take a breath. All right, learn the technique, take your time, have fun. A lot of people forget business, jiu-jitsu, it's fun. Have fun, meet people, do whatever it is, learn the technique, and you start to see the evolution, and then you see the light bulb moment where they're like, I get it.
Yeah.
And everything evolves. And that to me, and that's why I love helping people. And when I send a reel or a message, it's specific to you.
I know.
It's very specific to you. And, for everyone else, it's, I'll send a different reel, different kind of encouragement, because I really do. I'll be your biggest cheerleader.
You are. I know.
So, for me, the community, and I see a lot of the connection within the community is being lost.
Yeah.
I want to bring everyone back together. And to me, that's, this is a beautiful place. San Diego is such a special area.
I know. It is. And we always laugh and we're like, June for mayor, because he knows everybody. I feel like you know everybody, but you don't just know everybody and keep that to yourself. You connect and you bond everybody together. And to take this group that, has it even been a year?
And
Are we coming
we started
up on
in
the
June.
year? Okay, so
last
we're coming
year.
up on a
So,
year.
yeah.
How much it's grown and the accomplishments that have happened in this year. It would be cool to document the growth and these businesses that have been formed or enhanced or
I think last count we've
connections.
had 18 different businesses started within the group.
And that's crazy.
And that's not even including the connections, the events.
18 different businesses that have started.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's the restoration from COVID that you wanted to see happen.
Absolutely, it's inspiring. I mean, we have people that work for corporate America that have done operations, and they're going to, they're moving on to a completely different field.
Yeah. The beautiful thing is when you see the light bulb go off on somebody, when they're sitting there and they're realizing, I've been unhappy doing this.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what do you really want to do? What just lights you up? And then they just step into it. And then to see how far they've come.
Yes.
It's awesome. You want to only support.
Yeah. And it inspires other people.
It inspires everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things too where, we always say in jiu-jitsu, get 1% better every day. Do something. Something to be 1% better, because it's impossible. People will be like, you'll see motivational people say, no, you gotta be 100% better.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
If you do one thing to improve, and I think making
great.
that connections, meeting people, and being vulnerable. There's people in the group that they tell me you know what, they don't usually do this. They're very shy. They don't really step out of their box, and they're doing it, and that's an improvement. That's that, you know.
That's the greatest. For me, I love seeing people step into their wholest self. It's almost like I can see broad shoulders beyond their body frame, you know, and you're like, if you can see what I see in you and what you could do, and then as soon as they step into that and they present themselves in that way, man, that's when the miracles happen and the milestones and all of the great things. It's really fun to encourage people along that way. So what we're rolling into now, which is fun, is going into businesses, interviewing you, showing us, you know, what do you do for this community, and doing these quick little clips and reels to highlight your business that you can put out there. Marketing's a hard thing, don't you feel like? I feel like our number one complaint amongst everybody around the table is, I don't like marketing myself.
Right.
We like marketing you.
Right.
We have no problem blowing you up, telling you how great you are, telling the world how great you are. That's fun for us. And so June and I are excited to highlight who you are and what you're doing for this community. And so feel free to reach out, come to the group, get to know the group, and we'll do our best to connect you and highlight you. The other plus is the group is free. It's a networking group that's for you. Just to come and participate. That's another different thing. It's almost like the bigger these networking groups get, the more expensive it gets and elite it gets.
And then you kind of feel like you have to go.
And then you feel like you have to go,
With us, we want you to want to come. And the thing too is there's no pressure. We, you know, when we hold our meetings, we don't really have an agenda.
No.
We just kind of flow with it, and there's always a good discussion.
And it's an amazing discussion.
And we always have to cut it off early because, again, I want to be cognizant of everyone's time, but the conversation keeps going and people make connections. And
so it starts at 9. I stayed the other day. Guess how long I stayed after? At the market space till 4.
That's
how long I was there. Because people stay and they're wanting to talk and you know, you're helping grow what they're doing, and it was an amazing day. But I left at 4 and I'm like, well, that was a good group day. Yeah, it was actually very productive for me. It's always multifaceted where you it meets everybody's needs equally. I could be talking to you and you may feel like it helped you, but it helped me just as much. And I feel
it's energizing when you see, again, like I said, when you're helping somebody, it's energizing. If it's just, you're not doing it with any intention of getting anything back except help, I mean, it's going to come back.
That's where the heart is.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, we hold the meetings every Friday, 9 a.m. at Market Space. Feel free to come. Market Space has been great. Matt Powers, the owner over there, you know, he's welcomed us there, and you know, it's a great area to have kind of a conversation. Great food, great coffee. The staff is great, and again, what's great about it is we had started at Lazy Acres, and you know, we got shushed all the time because we were having so much fun. I mean, these are personal conversations, business conversations that we kept doubling and doubling, and you know, so we had to find a new place. So, you know, if you have a location that can hold 30, 35 people and you want us to do one of our meetups on a Friday, absolutely, let us know. I mean, again, we want to bring people to your location and help you in any way we can. And whatever you need, what's great is whatever somebody needs, a business owner, someone in the community, someone within the group, if they need somebody with a specific talent or position, somebody in the group matches.
There's always somebody.
Yeah.
There's always somebody who knows someone for something. We'll just say random things like, you know, hey, my kid's getting married. Does anybody know a photographer? And we're like, psh.
Oh yeah.
Naytron behind these. He's the work behind the camera right here is the best for weddings. So there's so many things where it's like, of course, I know somebody for that, or June knows somebody, and we're so quickly able to resource you to the right people.
But the process, it's because they've been vetted.
Yeah.
Everybody has been vetted because we know who they are. We know where their heart, you know, the heart is. So of course we're going to try to help.
Join us. We'd be so happy to have you, get to know you. There's so much value you have for this community. Even if you're not even in business yet, but you've done something, or you're retired, or you just have anything that you want to offer of support, guidance. We have a lot of nonprofits in our group as well. And it's really, I think that there's so many people in this community that have a wealth of knowledge and can offer it. And you're important to us, and we want to have you.
Yeah. And again, what's great too is we don't, with typical kind of groups, they always have, you can only have one agent, you can only have only one attorney. We keep that open because, again, it's going to be, you may resonate with one person and you don't with the other. Again, we don't want to make this exclusive. Everybody's welcome, because even, you're a real estate agent, but you do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I do.
So it's, even if we have a couple real estate agents, maybe that day you don't want to talk about your business, you want to talk about something else. I mean, you do, you're a lot like me. You do a little of everything. So
we used to laugh because every meeting there would be somebody who'd say, "Oh, Matt does regenerative farming," and I'm like, "Oh, I studied all of that. I have the best book to that." And then we started to laugh because all of us were like, "Oh, I did that too."
Yeah.
And then Nick was like, "Gosh, what don't you guys do?"
Oh yeah, exactly.
So we do have, our own independent knowledge on things, but it's just many hands make light work.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And the discussions too. I mean, what we found is that a lot of people define themselves by their work, and what we discover within the group is that you don't define yourself by your work.
Yeah.
You define yourself by who you are. So it's all the other things.
Yeah.
You're not just a real estate agent.
Totally.
You're Susan Billings.
Yeah, that was one of the greatest lessons I got out of real estate. I went to coffee with Nick, and Nick said, "Susan, you're bringing Susan to everything you do. You're the brand, And I remember that I always felt like I had to sit in a specific niche, like he said, I'm Susan the realtor. Yes, I am. I love it. I'm passionate about that. That's what I love. But my goodness, there's so much behind my life experience. And so what we're trying to get people to understand in the group is, tell us who you are, and then we'll expand into what you do and how we can help you. But we want to know you. Yeah. And then we're going to brand, we're going to help, and there's people that are in our group that help with personal branding, where you can personally brand yourself, bring it to your business, and it just expands so rapidly.
Absolutely. So. Well, for the group, I mean, what do you for you, what do you think the goal is? Like, what do you want?
Oh gosh, the goal, I think I'm the same as you. It's always for the people. I love seeing when they cry. If it's a place and that's a container where they feel safe to open up, you have church settings, and you have family settings, and you have school settings, and a lot of different settings. There's few business settings that allow you to be vulnerable.
Right.
I don't see many where, you kind of have to come in like you're this power source within your business and success. And that's amazing, and we applaud that, and we want you to have that success. But I think the greatest is when you feel you can be vulnerable with business. Most every conflict in life is when you don't feel secure financially or in business in itself. And when we can get that out, and then we can look at it and help you expand, I think that's the beauty. I love that part of the group. I also like seeing these little places that you would never really know were here, and it's my favorite place to eat. And I've had amazing conversations in that restaurant with people. It almost feels like it's such a peaceful place for eating. I would have never known about it.
And you have a view of Torrey Pines, and
it's gorgeous. So I think that getting these businesses, people aware of these businesses, and there's so many. Oceanside is just getting this facelift of sorts with businesses, and so they're new and they're beginning and budding, and we want to see them flourish.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're not limited to just Encinitas, Leucadia, Del Mar. I mean, it's San Diego. It's one big family, and that's what we really want to do, is connect people. And I mean, I think it's
absolutely. If we could start this trend and have it become the new way of networking. That I believe is authentic.
Get to the heart of the matter.
Get to the heart of it.
And so my father, he was an immigrant. He came over from South Korea looking for work. So a lot of what I've learned or I grew up with was his kind of, and this is what a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of business people and professionals they go through, is they feel like they have to do it themselves. I grew up with my father just figuring it out, whatever it is, do it himself. And you can grow your business to a certain point, but if you really want to scale it, you really need good people around you. And it takes that trust, and it's hard to trust other people. And it's hard for entrepreneurs and business owners to admit that they might not know how to do this. And I think what the group has brought is that it's brought kind of that sense of, like you said, support, to be vulnerable. And your business is going to blossom if you just ask for the help. I mean, or if you don't even have to ask for it, just come to one of the group meetings, or we'll do one of those interviews with you and just have an open conversation
And
by
tell
yourself.
us what you need.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that.
And somebody will help, especially within the community. I think that's why this place is so special compared to anywhere else. I think people do care about each other. There's this,
They really do.
Yeah.
That's what I love about our area. And I feel like each part, I mean, I'm more familiar with from Del Mar to Oceanside. But I'm like, I don't know which one's my favorite. Because every single group of people that I meet along that coastal line, they're just amazing.
They are.
Amazing people.
And that's
There's
what's great,
really
is
good
everything is,
energy
relatively close. So if you do want to go have dinner in Oceanside, go there. If you want to go down to Del Mar, to Aqua Mare, you can go here. But it's
perfect.
everything's so close, and people have the love of the water. It is a special place.
It's a good gig we have, meeting all these people.
This is fun,
It's really
and
fun.
we want to meet more. I mean, it's a big city. We want to meet everybody here, every local business owner, every professional, and really expand it. We said it's difficult, especially with corporations coming in. Of course they have the funding, they have the marketing, and they just take over and dominate an area. This is such a special place. We want to promote the local people, and I've said it in the meetings before, you don't have to have been born here. There isn't a certain time requirement of being here for 20 years. You're a local as long as you get involved with the community. You get to know your neighbors.
Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of people that had just moved here, a year ago, 4 years ago.
And they had a difficult time meeting people.
And they had a difficult time meeting because they came right at COVID time, and now we've become family for them.
Yeah.